Hey, what's going on, gamers? This is Doctor Redstone signing in to another episode on the channel. Today's episode, well, we're going to be going over the weekend, and I'm going to talk about some things that I'm excited for and some things that I'm kind of bummed about. Definitely excited about how the full weekend went over. Went over to Seattle to watch the Raiders and the Seattle play in the preseason game, as I've done in the past, and it was definitely awesome and phenomenal and stuff like that. I'll put up pictures if I have any that I can remember, but whatever. We do have a couple runs that I want to go into detail about, and a couple of big shout outs that I have. So yeah, without further ado, let's go over the weekend's leaderboards and talk about what happened this weekend, what I'm excited for, and kind of what I'm kind of sad about. Alrighty, gamers, and jumping on into the game, I feel like we should start here as it being most fitting. You guys can see there, definitely excited to announce Soulbane going #1, and a huge shout out to Vanel and absolutely everybody that went on the Soulbane run to go ahead and take that #1 spot. Now, unfortunately, this was a retirement run for a close friend of mine, and maybe a lot of you guys knew Teta. Big shout out to you, man. I know that it just sucks when you have somebody that you talk to and you're kind of really close with and stuff like that, and they go and retire. I mean, it's part of the game, but it really hits close to home, you know, when it's somebody that you're really close with. And definitely Teta, big shout out to you, man. And you know, it just kind of sucks, but Soulbane did take that #1 spot, so I do have an announcement that we will be having a new home guild, and you guys will find out soon on the channel of exactly who that's going to be. Alrighty, guys, and jumping on over here to the #1 spot in the Android European server, numero uno, we got Soulbane. Big shout out to the home guild right there. We have German Underworld at #2, League of Shadows at #3. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys in the top 3. We have Magna Equilibrium at #4, and Polska. Big shout out to the family at #5. Jumping on over here, we have Kit and Army, and big shout out to each and every single one of you guys right there. I was actually looking to join that run, and unfortunately, I missed it. I was telling myself a couple times that night, hey, don't forget to switch guilds. Guess what? I forgot to switch guilds. Dang it. We got DD2 Oasis at Oasis at #7, Hard Knights at #8, Phantom's Revenge at #9, and White Wolves. Big shout out to those guys in the #10 spot. Jumping on over here to the top Raiders, we have Vanel. Big shout out to you, bro, in the #1 spot. If you guys have been a fan of the channel, you guys probably know Teta and Vanel since joining probably the European server. We got Drake at #2, we got Scanners at #3, Mono at #4, and Rory Mercury sitting in that #5 spot. Man, big shout out to each and every single one of you guys for putting up some serious points. And jumping on over here to the EU server, but iOS, we've got another retirement run. Your boy Lisa, close friend, close family. You guys have seen him probably here on the channel. He also has a YouTube channel. Links definitely gonna be down in the description below. I'm not sure what's going on. I know he's retiring from his main roles over in leadership positions. He's still kind of playing Knights and Dragons. We're talking about getting Clash Royale going. I think that's kind of the game that he's leaning more towards. It does suck when you guys see people retiring, friends and everything like that. It is part of the game, but it definitely sucks to see it happen. Lisa, I hate to see you go, bro. Without further ado, Memory and Thoughts at #1, France Push #2, and Alpha Reborn the Family sitting in the #3 spot. That's a pretty good retirement run if you ask me. The Players Club at #4, MCU at #5. Jumping on over here, we have Rise of Sparta at #6, Deutsch Helden 1 at #7, Relaxing Kingdom at #8. We got Boom Shakalaka at #9, and Proof of Work sitting in that #10 spot. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys for grabbing that armor. Definitely wasn't anything too crazy but probably something you guys probably want to go ahead and grab. All right, now sitting at the top 5 raiders of the iOS EU server, we've got Travka. I think that's how you say it. We got Rick at number 2. Man, look at that neck and neck for the numero uno, numero dos spot right there. We got MT Apple sitting at number 3. We got Zwevind at number 4 and Seb at number 5. Man, that was super dang close at number 1 spot right there, though. On the real, dang. Speaking of the number 1 spot and the undefeated reigning champions of the world. Okay, maybe not the world, of the server at least. We got Untouchable sitting up there, numero uno. We got the Polluters at number 2, and the Cunning Linguist at number 3. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys right there. Untouchables, again, with another commanding lead. We have Horsemen of War, Pizza Army. Big shout out to those guys sitting in the number 5 spot. Give a big shout out to Strange Family number 6. Fire Family pushes 7. The Northern Beast at number 8. Whitehall at number 9. And Good Looking Roosters at number 10. Here is the top 5 raiders when it comes down to iOS Global. We got Jezza sitting in number 1 spot with a pretty dang good lead. We got Mr. Lux at number 2. We got Hinges at number 3. That's pretty close right there. Actually, all of this one is pretty dang close. We got Good Looking Brad up there back again with the leaderboards. The famous, infamous Good Looking Brad. And Diamond at number 5. Man, that's all pretty close right there. That's impressive, boys. That's pretty impressive. And last but not least, we're over here on Android Global. We got the Rejects at the number 1 spot. We got TFO Sucks, Kingdom of Corn at number 2, Living the Public Life at number 3. Big shout out to every single one of those guys sitting in the top 3 spots. We got Unity at number 4. Big shout out to the family at number 5, Q Mob. We got Riot in Progress. Big shout out to the family. Supernatural number 7. Darkness of Oblivion at number 8. Knights of Trust. Big shout out to those guys. KOT. That's man, those guys are like long time like family of the guild or of the channel and stuff like that. Big shout out to those guys right there. Hippie Life sitting at number 10 spot right there. Each and every single one of those guys went ahead and grabbed the armors. Now I don't know if the rewards are a little bit different over on the global server when it comes to the raids. Let me know down in the comment section below right now, but I don't believe that's a thing yet. Now we do have the top 5 raiders over here on Android Global. Let's see, we've got Boo. We got RGZDOB Will T5 sitting in the number 1 spot with a commanding lead over everybody. So big shout out to you, bro. 1 Too Many sitting at number 2. Maligan Influence at number 3. We got King Corn sitting at number 4. And we got Doman sitting at number 5. Man, I definitely want to give a big shout out to absolutely everybody that ran this last weekend. Also, another huge shout out to everybody that ran in Soulbane and Alpha Reborn for a big retirement run for my boy Teta and my boy Lisa. Big shout out to each and every single one of those guys that ran in those guilds and made those runs possible and everything like that. It is so good to see the Soulbane taking that number 1 spot. I've taken that guild as my home guild for such a long time now. It kind of seems like since jumping on over here to the European server on Android, and it's kind of good to see it go kind of out on the top because that I believe is kind of like a retirement run for the guild itself, because those of us that call Soulbane our home guild, we are now jumping on over to another guild, and definitely stay tuned on the channel to see exactly where we go. Unless you guys probably already know, don't put those down in the comment section below. Spoiler alerts if you do. Hashtag it, make sure you do so I can see that and like and love it. Yeah, I don't know, definitely excited about the game right now. Definitely been super busy and stuff like that. Was able to leave Thursday morning, didn't get back till Saturday. Saturday, so there was a whole bunch of time there where just kind of doing a whole bunch of stuff. Definitely enjoyed hanging out over in Seattle. You guys know I live in Washington State, so it was a couple hours away. I mean, I live over on the other side of the mountains, so it was about a 5-hour drive and stuff like that from where I lived. But it was definitely awesome, definitely fun, definitely exciting. So yeah, I don't know, definitely kind of not sure how I feel right now about the game in terms of these guys going on retirements. I do know that we do have a big plan this month, so yeah, that should be able to kind of get me back in the swing of things, hopefully. But again, Lisa and Teta, thank you so much for everything that you guys have done for me in the Knights and Dragons scheme of things, and friends, and talking and communicating and kind of helping me out. I feel like this EU journey has not been so much about personal growth in the game, but personal growth as me and a person, because I do know a lot about the game now and stuff like that. So I'm more or less of trying to find friends to play with and not so much strategies to play on or around or tips. Clearly that's what I'm here to give you guys things for. So yeah, anyways, this is getting awkward. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to smash that like button. Definitely helps me out more than you know. If you have any questions or suggestions for future videos, make sure to put those down in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe before you go. This is Dr. Redstone signing out. Thanks, YouTube. Peace.